What up? Welcome back to the channel. Coming to you live from the Daihatsu Mira walkthrough once again. This car unfortunately is not mine. I think a lot of people who saw the last video thought that this one is mine. This one is one of my homie's car and it's actually for sale. I'm just using it and kind of storing it here until he picks it up on Friday. While it's here and while it's in my possession and while it's basically the same one that I'm getting, it's same year, same model, same engine, same windows. The only difference is mine has the bus door in the back. I want to continue to learn about this thing. I want to continue to kind of measure. I got like my tape measure here and really understand all the functions. So once mine gets here, it's just like ball to the wall, add some rims, add some underglow, add some interior lights, add a pole, do like all the fabrication, everything that I want to do for my hot dog merchandise truck to work. This one I'm kind of just going to learn from it. So shout out to Raymond for leaving it here. It actually really is helping me out. So that's what we're going to do in today's video. I'm not going to drive it or do much of that. I really just want to move it there. Where we last left off, I thought I figured out how to start it. I don't know if I did. I read a lot of your comments and someone told me that this means, I guess maybe start in neutral, but that N means neutral. So we'll see if it starts right now. I haven't touched it at all today. But I'm looking forward to making this video, kind of just learning more of these. There's not a lot of Daihatsu Mira content out there, especially like for K-car standards. There's not a lot of videos out there in general. But when it comes to this, there's maybe like 4 or 5 videos of people speaking English. There's a lot of them in Japan, but that doesn't really help me too much because I was trying to learn more about them myself. But let me see if I can start this. Let's see if we can move it. I want to measure how much height I have here, about the width. A couple people asked me if this would be a good camper. In my opinion, even if you take out the seats, I feel like it's not as good as a K-van. It's definitely a lot smaller. We're gonna see if I can lay down to an extent. I don't think I'm really gonna take out the seats because it's not my car, but I can tell you right now, I guess I can lay down right here, but it wouldn't be comfortable or ideal. And there's also a big hump right here. So if you're thinking to do a camper in a Mira walkthrough, I don't think it's a good idea. I think a K-van makes 1000% more sense, but let's see if we get this started. So the way that I think it works is you put your foot on the brake, you put it in neutral, and then it starts. But then like it doesn't. So maybe it has like a bad starter solenoid. I saw a lot of people say that, or something like in this area. Yeah, I was actually really hoping it started, but I think you really just have to play with it. So let's put the key in. I'm gonna put my foot on the brake first before even putting it on accessory. Put in accessory and now put in neutral, and I think that might be the trick. Nah, it's still not the trick. Oh man, we gotta get this figured out. Yeah, see, like, I don't know. Good thing I was recording that whole time, but I really don't know exactly what it is. It does start though, it does crank. Let's move this over. That way we have enough room to open the back, measure everything up. Put this right here. It's so cool driving with the bus over it, man. Whoever buys this, whoever owns this, I think I know who the next owner may be. I'm not gonna spill the beans just yet, but I hope that if he sells it right away or he continues to mod it, he does some cool stuff to it, because these are one of the coolest Ks, man. I really love this. It's not ideal at all. I think most people who buy this should turn it into like a promo business mobile, because it really is like a one-seater. But quirkiness, coolness, funness. Wow, wow, wow. All right, enough drooling about this thing. Let's pop the hood. Let's learn about it. Let's leave all the doors open. Let's measure everything up. Under here is a 3-cylinder carbureted motor. In my opinion, I think it just gets the job done, which isn't bad. Can't really read when the timing belt was done. Belts don't look too bad though. Looks like a 25-year-old car under here. I don't see any rust or corrosion. I would say under here is pretty good. Headlights work. Doesn't look like it was ever in an accident either. It looks like it was definitely repainted, as you can see. I'll get my phone out actually. I think with my phone you'll get a better idea. So in my opinion, this looks like it was repainted. Doesn't look bad though. I think the paint job is actually pretty good. The car's in the shade. I think this is also dirt. I think if I gave this a good power wash, it would look good. But the car is definitely repainted, which I think, like I said, looks pretty good. No rust. No corrosion. This is broken. I believe this is supposed to go somewhere here. I'll put a picture on the screen right now what it usually looks like. But that's the oil filter, which is pretty interesting. Cap and rotor, plugs. Everything looks pretty easy to change. Oil right there. AC is an R12, which is nice. Battery right in front of your face. What I want to do eventually with mine is insert a Daihatsu Mira TRXX motor. Those come turbo, and they also come four-wheel drive. I'm not going to do a four-wheel drive stop. I think that's a little way out of my league. And I think having a four-wheel drive mirror walkthrough, I don't really know the benefits of that. But I'm telling you guys, when I get my car, if it's financially responsible, if I have the budget, if I have the income, if I have the knowledge, if I have people who want to help me, I'm definitely going to turbo swap mine. I don't know if I necessarily want to turbo swap and 5-speed swap it, because mine is also a 3-speed automatic. I might find one that's a 4-speed auto, because I do want anyone to drive this. I want to eventually kind of rent it out to people I'm close with. Let's say they don't know how to drive stick. So I wouldn't mind getting a 4-speed auto, because at the end of the day, I'm not really winning any races in this anyway, even if it's 5-speed. My car is currently in Japan, getting a timing belt, air filter, oil change, new battery, and all that stuff. Let's see how this one looks. Maintenance wise, looks like it's pretty easy to work on this though. Maybe I should have done it myself. I was considering doing that, but I was like, if it's already in Japan, let them just do it. That way I get a turnkey car when it gets to America. Yeah, this is kind of dirty. Not the best, not the worst, but as you can see, that takes a couple seconds to change, unlike that guy right there. Spark plugs right there, wires right there, distributor cap and rotor. Everything's really in front of your face. I have to say that. When I eventually do have to do any maintenance, if I don't turbo swap it, I think it's going to be pretty straightforward. Oil filter right there, like I mentioned. Let's do another 360 of the exterior. I love these mirrors. The way they're positioned is great. This one, I definitely can see everything coming that way, and same for this huge one. I mean, I put my hand there for size. Like, it's bigger than my hand. It's probably like the size of like a phone and a half. Same for this one. Visibility is definitely not a flaw in this car. Love that. That's a little bent, but who cares? Love the rain guards. I wonder if mine has them. I'm not 100% sure. Love that this one has a door too. Some of the mirrors don't have doors, and the one that I want to buy definitely want to have a door, because getting in from there, I can see that being very annoying. Roll up windows, of course. Both these windows slide open. That's another big pro. I wanted that in mind. That way I can hand people hot dogs or merchandise just that way. You know, pretty cool. Looks like it might have had a nice aftermarket radio, because this is a Pioneer antenna. And then I think you have some more radio stuff there. And they actually took out the radio, which goes in that empty slot. I'm 5'10", 5'9", and I could stand under here, like barely. I think the closer I get, the more I have to lean down. But if I'm close to here, I think, I'll measure it, but I think I would say it's maybe like 5'10", 5'11". If you're 6 foot, you probably have to hunch over a little bit. But back here shouldn't have seats. Some people have seats, some people don't. I'll insert some pictures here of some Daihatsu Mira walkthroughs that have very cool backs. Like, there's some who do kitchens. There's some that, there's actually one for sale in Japan that has like a motorcycle ramp. I'll show you some pictures of that too. He even has like the floor kind of constructed that way his motorcycle can just fit perfectly. There's some other options like these. I have so much information saved on this car that I cannot wait to get my own. Here's a look at the passenger side. Key for the gas tank. I think I'm going to put a QR code over here for mine. That way people can like follow me on Instagram and YouTube and stuff. Again, we got the dual windows. Rust doesn't look too bad. I think that's definitely something to take consideration. Some people like the windows, some people don't. For what I want to do, I think I needed the windows. I didn't really want to talk to people through the back. I think that's a little weird. I'd rather like have a little chair there and do it that way. But the rust doesn't look really anything too worrisome. I think whoever did this did a good job back then. Even over here, paint job itself is pretty good. What's under here? Oh, they got a spare tire here. My spare tire is in the front for some reason. I wonder why that one is there. And then this, I think, is from just scraping here. I don't know if this is necessarily rust. Maybe they have to just align the door a bit better, because when you close it, you kind of hear it scraping. That's how it looks closed. You open it like this, just like a school bus. For this having 2 rear seats, I do have to say, it does seat 3 adults pretty comfortably. My knees aren't touching. This Recaro is all the way back right now, and again, my knees aren't touching. And it does have 2 windows, so maybe this was like a transport vehicle back when it was in Japan, And then this right here is where the stock seat's supposed to be. It comes with a foldable seat that sometimes goes up and it could go down. It's kind of like a 1.5 seater. It's not fully a 1-seater, but again, there's no seat belt, so I wouldn't want to sit in that little seat here for, you know, a couple hours. It doesn't really seem ideal. And now that I'm back here, let's measure and see exactly how wide this is from window to window. So we're looking at 4 foot 3 inches in width, and for height we're gonna go and see it is 4 foot 8 inches. And then under here is a little bit more room. You get 1 more inch basically. Yeah, literally 4 foot 9 inches from that way. So like I said, it isn't the tallest. It wouldn't be an ideal camper for me. And then from as far as back as we can go to as far as front as we can go, we're talking about 7 foot 2 inches. A couple more things to measure. If you're thinking about adding something here, you have either 18 inches, or if you go back a bit further, you have 2 foot 1 inch. And then I want to see exactly how far we have from this seat all the way back to the trunk being closed. I think this comes out a little bit. Yeah, we got to put this up just a bit. Close this up. And from headrest to back here, you have about 3 feet 6 inches. This seat goes forward and back, so it really depends. With the seat all the way back, we're looking at 3 feet 4 inches. And then with the seat all the way forward, we're looking at, wow, 4 feet 2 inches. So it makes a pretty big difference, but all the way up there is a bit excessive. Now let's measure this from the ground up. So our tallest point here is 5 feet 11 inches. But there you have it, all the interior measurements. When I get mine, I think I eventually want to add stars in the roof too. I haven't had a lot of cars that actually had headliners, and this one has one. And I feel like with so much real estate, you gotta flex up there. Maybe I'll add like WBTF with the stars, do something really creative. Now let's get back into the interior. Some cool little quirks up here as well. So the way you close the door is like this. The way you lock the door is this little thing here. And then now the door won't open, this won't open it. And then to unlock it, you press this button, that pops out, and then you hit this, and then it unlocks, and you're able to push it open that way. Pretty cool. You get one sun visor, that's that guy right there. And then if you want some additional aerodynamics in air, you just pop that open, and it looks like this. Definitely adding WBTF up there as well. I think that's pretty cool. This one does have AC, it has heat. This is where the radio goes. Got your coin holder, 12 volt, and then no glove box or really any storage anywhere. Got a defroster on this side, this random switch, and then this guy added a tack, but it's really not connected to anything. Something I do like about this really bare bones dash, the L500s, the 95 and up, I believe, they come with a nicer center console, and you're able to put like a doubled in here. I actually like it a lot more. I'm pretty curious to know if I just unscrew everything here, because it looks like it was put together pretty easily, but if I unscrew all those screws there, I wonder if I could just swap one in. If not, it's not worst case scenario, because I like that this is completely hollow. So if I wanted to add speakers or gauges or really anything here, like I can just touch the top. Even from under here, you can really just touch the top and insert anything you want here. I'm probably definitely going to add 2 speakers there, or maybe speakers down here, or maybe like a subwoofer under my seat. And I think that's pretty much it as far as the Mira goes. I got 98,000 kilometers. It's a 3-speed automatic. Let's see if we can start it. Put the foot all the way on the brake, put it in neutral. Yeah, we got it started. I guess, yeah, I'll drive it around the block just so we can end this video, at least with me driving it. But everything under here is really straightforward. I think working on this is going to be very easy. If I want to add anything, if I think maybe finding parts might be the difficult part, but everything is really in front of your face as far as the dash goes, as far as here goes. Let's take this bad boy around the block. I do have to say one flaw. You don't get any air from here. Like, I do have this window that goes down, and that's great. but I can't like open this window or anything. And I did check the AC actually works, and it blows cold, which is pretty great. But you know, it only makes me want to drive with the door open even more. After driving this yesterday and going around the block today, I don't know if I necessarily want to 5-speed swap this. I actually like the fact that it's automatic. Like if this is going to be a commercial vehicle for me, like driving it to car shows, driving it really long distances, like I definitely want to turbo swap it for the additional power so I'm not straining on this motor. But I wouldn't mind a 4-speed automatic. Like definitely still take the motor and transmission from a TRXX. But I don't know if I necessarily want to be banging gears in a bus that has like a bunch of boxes in the back, has a bunch of merchandise. I don't know if that's really the wave that I want to go on. Driving wise, I have to say, like, I don't know if when they designed these cars, they added like beefier shocks and springs, because it's taking the bumps great. Like I'm having no issue going over any bumps. It's extremely comfortable. The brakes and everything work good. I even ordered springs for my car. So I'm pretty excited to get mine, but I'll put this back. Like I said, it drives like an automatic K car. The driving experience is pretty boring, but I think the shape and the visibility and everything kind of gives me a better feel for this car. It's sad that it's gonna be gone in a couple days, unfortunately, and I'm gonna have to wait like another 6 weeks until mine gets here. But for the time being, we'll continue to make some content. We'll continue to have fun with this thing. But let's do one last 360. This with some 3 spokes, oh my god. Oh my Jesus Christ. Maybe I'll do that in the next video. Look at this car, man. I've owned 12 K cars. And for some reason, maybe it's the attraction of something new, but I love this so much. Alright though, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.
Remember the name. This is way before the fame.